Hi, today we're going to make a recipe using some trim and scraps from your kitchen on a very common vegetable. Broccoli is a very versatile vegetable. We use it for all kinds of different dishes, stir fries, salad, pasta, and we're usually left with the stem piece. Today we're going to work on a recipe giving that stem a second chance while you use your florets for something else. So I'm going to show you today, we're going to use the florets that we needed for a variety of other dishes. Then we're left with this log. The bottom part, the part that goes to the ground, is a little bit tough. So you want to cut it and cut until the knife goes through it easier. I am setting this scrap aside. We are not going to use this for our vegetable stock. That we're going to use the potato skins, onion skins, garlic skins, but not the broccoli, because anything from the cabbage family, as you overcook it, it doesn't give a very nice smell. So we're going to keep this ones aside for today. I basically just carve a little piece of the skin off, quite thick, but then you see that there's the whiter piece of the stem, and this is our flesh. I like to use just a knife and carve out the thickest part of the skin until we are left with a perfectly fine piece of broccoli that you paid for at the store, because it goes by weight, and then it's very easy to use in a soup. We're going to cut it all into the same size pieces, and we're going to save it aside for when we're ready to start cooking our dish. In this recipe, we're going to use very basic ingredients: onion, garlic, and the broccoli stems to give it that green color and the broccoli flavor. The next ingredient for this dish is our potato. And we're going to peel the potatoes for this particular dish, but I am not going to throw out these skins. I am going to save them because we're going to make a nice garnish, and we're going to use all of the nutrients that that potato has for us instead of discarding the peels. So I'm going to save these peels, and we're going to come back to them afterwards. As I prepare my vegetables, I am going to save all this trim, the onion skin, and layers that I don't want to use. And we're going to save this to make a homemade stock. This is something that you can do with your veggie scraps that you have every day as you cook different meals. Once you have enough, you can use them right away if this is the dish that you're going to do, or you can save them in a sealable bag and put them in your freezer. Whenever you're ready to make something that includes stock, you can take them out. And basically what you're going to do is just have a pot of water and throw your scraps in there. Anything that you had in your kitchen. You're going to let this go, bring it to a boil, and then let it go until you have the right color and consistency. You can taste it. It's just basically veggie stock. So very simple to make, and it's something great that you can have in your house or any dishes that have stock. Once you are ready with the consistency of your stock, the color, the flavor, and you don't think that you can take anything else from those vegetables, we're going to very carefully strain the stock. As you're straining this stock, with all your peels, then you make sure that you can cool this down. You can use it right away because it's now nice and hot to make whatever dish you're doing, or you can store it in a container in your fridge for, I'd say, up to 5 days. Always smell and taste before you use it, or you can freeze it and then use in different dishes that you're going to do through your cooking. Now that we're ready to start cooking, we heat up the pot and the oil, and we're going to start cooking onions and garlic very gently, because garlic will burn if your pot is too hot. Once our onions and garlic are soft and translucent, we're going to add the potatoes and the broccoli stems that we rescued. Season, and then we're going to cover with our homemade stock. Give it a little stir, and once this soup comes to a boil, we're going to lower the heat and leave it on a simmer. Now that our potato broccoli soup is simmering, we can come back to our working surface, And when we were preparing our ingredients, we peeled the potatoes, and we were left with all the skins. Instead of throwing them out, let's try to do something with it. I'm going to cut them into little squares, and we're going to make a garnish for our soup. There is potato already as an ingredient, so we're not adding anything extra. We're just going to give this potatoes a second chance. We are going to add some oil into a frying pan. Not a lot, you just need a 1/4 inch. So make sure that your skins are nice and dry. And we're going to throw them in little batches as to not cool down the oil and continue that effect of frying and crisping up our potato skins. And once you're happy with the consistency, we are going to fish them out with a slotted spoon. Make sure that as much oil as possible drains out. And we're going to place on a paper towel to absorb that excess oil. While they're still hot, we are going to sprinkle salt very generously and any seasons that you think will go nicely with your soup. In this case, I thought it was a good idea to use some garlic powder and some paprika because it'll give it that smokiness. Once our vegetables are nice and tender, we're going to bring our pot back to a working surface. Please be very careful. This is boiling water. I happen to have a stick blender, but anything that you have, if you have a food processor or a blender, then anything that you have, just be careful. What we're looking for is to buzz or grind all these ingredients together to get the right consistency. Now we have here our broccoli potato soup made with your trim that you are going to dispose of. And we're going to garnish this soup with the potato skin croutons that we did with our potato skin. I hope I inspired you to give your vegetables and trim and leftovers a second chance of nourishing before disposing of them. If you're interested in learning more, please visit secondharvest.ca/learn for more videos and information.